Hey everybody, Dascana here. I'm doing Stabjack today, and before I get into all the normal stuff, let's just say this music is top-notch. It sets a mood for this game, like, way before I even start hitting the new game. I love the character designs. I love the, like, overall sense that there is a big story here, and it like sets up everything even before you hit the new game button, and I appreciate that as a fellow artist and as a game designer. Top notch. I would say this is top tier. Well, we'll say that top tier presentation at its finest. So now that I'm done blowing smoke, I will hit new game, and let's check out how the story kind of develops in this demo. Here we go. Alright, so we got a lot of areas going on. We can see the deck, we can see types of card modifiers, backs, items, blessings, different types of actions. This will probably give us like information about card types and all that sort of stuff. I'm gonna probably just hit go now, but I'd just like to say in advance, I'm probably gonna be a little more talkative in this video because I wanted to try something a little different. I know I talk a bit in my other videos, but I kind of feel like a conversational approach to like giving game feedback could be an interesting way to go forward, and I kind of want to try it out and see what you guys think as well. I obviously won't be like pausing too much while I'm playing, but because I have ADD, I can definitely multitask on like trying to play the game as best I can and like getting your guys' thoughts about what you're seeing, and maybe like even sharing comments about my comments on the game could be interesting to kind of like get a little back and forth going in the comments, and even like sharing what you might want to see next time rather than like me doing straight talk. It could be more of like, you know, you guys could help me evolve this sort of idea into something that's fun for both of us. All right, so we are at the casino entrance, and we seem to have a issue at the blackjack tables. Okay. Let's see. So, if I read correctly, one of the hotkeys is space, but not in this situation. You have to click continue. Oh, very cool. It's got the 80s detective vibe. No, not 80s. Like 70s, 60s sort of detective vibe. The Noir kind of style. Now this kind of looks like the dagger that the protagonist was using at the beginning. At the beginning, I mean at the intro screen. It's his wife. Yep, so I was picking up on the detective thing. My first comment, and obviously I'm going to do the investigation while I talk about this, is that the tiny character that appears here, what do they call it, the avatar face, I was like a little taken out of the situation that's going on because it's so small and compact in this square. I almost want to suggest, if I could, there's a game called Disgaea that has like full sort of characters that stand next to their conversations, and they kind of fade to gray when there's like stage direction going on, but then they kind of light up in a color or in their natural color when they're the ones talking. It could be a really cool like thing to enhance the reader's what do you want to call it, the immersion. And not saying that this drawing is fantastic, probably could be used in other places, but I just think that it is like you get a little bit of the push through where this is the border and this kind of like edge of the hat kind of pushes through. But I kind of think that if maybe he was half body and kind of like maybe overlapping the scene just a tad, you could get that feeling of like draw the person's eye to, oh, okay, so this is the character speaking, and then kind of have the silhouettes shift slightly to kind of like a grayscale as we see the character like talking about this note in this case. Okay, well, if I know anything correctly, generally sulfur smells in this sort of environment. While he's fine to think that maybe it's a gas leak, I kind of get the feeling that it's demonic in its appearance here. And here we go, look, demonic entity coming in. I like that the music had faded just kind of as this last picture was coming out. It might have just been coincidence, but very cool. Alright, so now this is grayed out, and good. I was just going to test that to see if there was anything more that could be done, and it told me there's nothing more that can be done. Alright, the unknown man. Okay, so it seems like the dagger might be talking, because otherwise our hero has a very loud, conscious inner voice. Man, I'm not very cool. I love when there's like the essence of entities within entities. So very neat. I'm a bit of a storyteller myself, so I'm glad that we're kind of on the same page here. So he got hurt in the little cutscene prior when the character like kicked him. Okay. $19 is pretty good. Okay, reduces the value by... Still, the math means I'm taking more than I have. Adds block based on the total number of cards of the same suit. Okay, so I don't have any currently. But this one counts as in itself, and therefore gives me 10 block. Got it. Okay, so 19 plus 10 is 29. I will take 1 damage. Very cool animation. Animator by trade. That was crisp. I liked all of the movements and how he like parried it against his knife and then finally got pushed back just a tad. Okay, so a 10, 14, 20. Okay, so diamonds. I do have another diamond, so I should be getting a little more damage adds. Yep. So they want me to set the attack action. The action preview on the game board knows the damage modifier only applies while using an attack action. Let's not risk drawing more cards right now. Go on and give him what for. Okay, so he blocked 20. He blocked some of our damage. Yep. Still some fight left in him. When from the looks of it, let's draw some cards and see what we have to work with. Okay. Ooh. That doesn't look good. Is this a bust? Yes, but not to worry. I have a few more tricks up my sleeve. Consume Soul Flame to stick the last card draw. It's 10 of hearts right up your sleeve. Soul Flame resets. Big help when things are looking dicey. Now drag the 10 into the blue flame. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, I have a 7, which means I will be drawing 21. Gotcha. All right. Okay. It could have been a sound thing, but I feel like when you hit a crit, maybe get like a shing, kind of like a you're about to do a combo thing prior to the slash marks that go across, giving it more of a sense of like you did something a little special here, because the boom 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 feels like normal hits, if you catch my drift. Okay, Interesting. I like that there are choices. Obviously not in the alpha state, but very cool because you could kind of like tailor the game into different directions, kind of like the paths in the road. But obviously we're going to go going to the police station. Maybe, and this is just a story beat thing. Maybe there could have been a little more of the character questioning the knife and its intentions. It seems very helpful, but he kind of just is going with it, and that could be because he's traumatized by the grief of losing his wife. But maybe just having like a little bit of like, yeah, a week has passed, but here maybe they could be going into it a little more of like, so what are you exactly, like, because I know you're not my wife. You know, trying to pry a little bit into the life of the sword, of the dagger, and even if it doesn't really answer, it just could give the players an idea that Jack's a detective, and it seems very odd that he would just be like, all right, knife, let's go, without kind of questioning what type of entity he is now just like going around with. And this might just be nitpicking, because, like I said already, love the vibe, love the noir sense. Possibly, as this picture comes into frame, you could even have the car, like, just roll slightly to, like, a stop. And that, like, stop could sort of be at the same moment that this one starts to fade in, giving the sense of, like, a movement to the scene, where it then goes to a close-up of him in the car looking at the police station, or police department. So yeah, just a thought, because the car just being there didn't give me that sense of movement that was happening, when everything else feels very like it's building. Ah, jeez. The commissioner, the guy who taught us everything, has been killed. Jack, I kind of get the sense that you're being targeted, man. First your wife, now the commissioner, two very important people in your life. It would appear so, detective, because not only do the papers get strewn over the floor, but as you can see, they're kind of like guiding you toward that window. All right. I wonder what the purpose of the changing color heart is. I guess we'll figure it out soon, but let's go to the Heavens territory, and look, there's a lot of things to do. Can't get there right now. Okay, so we're going to start, obviously, from one side and go the other. Meet Shop A. Shop A. Okay, so we're getting into the roguelite aspect, where, like, has a feeling of Slay the Spire. You get to pick a trinket, and it will help you going forward. Cards with no modifiers have their value increased by 3 without increasing their card total. Cool, so it adds the damage on the block without pushing you over the limit. Okay, good. Defend action deals 2 extra damage to the target for each card in play. I mean, that's a 2-for-1 kind of special going. I might have to do this due to the fact that if I need to defend, I can still hit. Okay, so we got a Holy Abbey, which means we're going to be opening a card pack. Oh, the Clockmaker. Well said, sir. Gotcha, okay. So you can stack it pretty high, but it halves the amount of stacks after each turn. Based on what I picked, where defend is a big deal, poison is always a great modifier. I don't know how it will interact with it being on defense, but we will try it out, because if I can poison them while defending... Yeah, see, it does say poison modifier on defend and prepared actions, so let's give that a shot. An unknown or a rest. I mean, I'm pretty healthy, so unknown feels like the right path. And then I guess I will decide based on the X on my strings here. Mr. Clockmaker, I feel like we just talked to each other. So this is the type of kind of character that I was talking about, and the Clockmaker is fantastic. This kind of proportion would be really cool if you could have Jack kind of be, you know, here-ish. While he's talking to the Clockmaker, and maybe do the gray when he's not in charge of the scene, and then let Jack be the forefront. Oh, maybe he's a demon. Do we have a way of suits? I have 3 diamonds, 4 clubs. So I think I go diamonds, because we kind of want to keep suits that have more cards in the forefront. At least that's how I kind of consider it. Okay, we gotta do this again. I have... did the cards... Okay, no, good. Yeah, sorry. That was just, it resorted itself. So I have 2 low and 1 high. We'll go with another high to kind of keep the theme. When played, heals for the card value, then is destroyed. When played, remove from the deck until the end of battle. Destroyed permanently from the deck, end this battle. Okay. While biscuits might be tasty, I'm gluten-free, so I can't really guarantee that it's gluten-free. We're gonna do charred. I have an attack one. So I could technically do either poison or suit or block. And I probably will do block for the fact that we want Broken Heart to get its most. Oh, cool. So I get 2. Very cool. I like the crafting of new cards. Very neat. Here's our first battle outside of that tutorial battle. Good pose. I like the character's energy. If only it was a little bigger. Like, yeah, we already talked about that. I like the coffee cup wait timer. Alright, so we got 2 thugs. One of them attacking, one of them we don't know. So we will draw cards. So the blue flame shows up no matter what, it seems. 15. I guess it doesn't hurt to draw, because even if I go over, I can put it in my sleeve. Is this the guaranteed draw order? I guess I have to draw to find out if that's the case. No. Okay. So this is randomized. So we will put a card in my sleeve. And we'll defend this turn. 7. Should be enough. Yeah, good. And he took 4 damage from that block. I've been weakened. Okay, so my damage won't be as high. He's gonna block. I can switch targets. That's what I was going to ask. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be weakened, especially if I'm doing a, like, long con sort of, you take damage when you attack. That would replace that, so 16. Poison defend. We can test this theory out right now, actually. They take 3, and they're poisoned for 10. Very cool. 16's a little high. I do have a second Soul Flame. Used to pull the most recent card. Continuously resets to maximum at the start of each battle. Okay, so using is not a bad thing. However, I have 1 5, 2 4s, and everything else busts me. I guess you kind of got to risk it, though. It is a game of blackjack. Very cool. I'm blocking a lot. They're taking quite a bit. If I went to attack, I'd still be blocking for 20, but I wouldn't get the poison bonus. So I'm going to do this, because 25 with ticks, I think this is the play. I mean, you may disagree, but yeah, you know, it's the way I like to play it. Very cool. Alright, he's defending now, so I'm gonna focus this guy. 10. 20, perfect. I fully block that. Yeah, I think that's safe. Alright, so he's going to try to weaken me more than likely. This guy's going in for the swing. I guess it really depends. If I attack him and hit for over 15, he should die. But does he get a swing back is the question. So we're going to have to test that out and see what this is all about. So 8 showing. 6 is left. This is 14, 20. I mean... So... Oh, I meant to switch to attack. But he got poisoned and he dies. No shame there. So all my cards should have reshuffled, except for the ones that have, like, burned away. 17. I have nothing that I can draw to go over that, so we're just going to keep the defend and let him kind of wear himself down. I mean, yeah, that pretty much describes what my plan is. 16. Let's do... Oh, no, because I would replace that. 16. I could draw the 5. Yep, that's always cool. So if I do that, it's 32. I am weakened. He's trying to weaken again, more than likely. And seeing I know it's not an attack coming in, I might just throw this, because that's big damage. Okay, cool. So I've been weakened to 3, and we're just gonna, you know, casually draw. Set this here. And we're blocking more than he is doing. Takes 3. He's defending for 15. So if I can get... one of the 4s I was hoping for, but it's fine. 16, he'd take 1. Me defending does nothing because he's defending, I don't think. So... Yeah, see, that's what happened. I thought I was going to click this, but I did not. So whoopsie. Alright, so now we can test out how this works. Am I going to take... crap. Okay. Well, I obviously wouldn't have known, so it's fine. So I have 18. Technically, I beat him, but do I swing before him is what I'm testing here. And it looks like that's the case. So you can shut down a opponent's, turn if you can finish them off. Always cool. I have a diamond thing going based on my crafted cards, so let's go with a diamond pack. Very cool. A bleed. Stacks reduce 1 per turn. Based on half the total damage done for that attack, causing life damage equal to the number of stacks after each action. Okay. Based on half the total damage. Interesting. I think the play is probably going poison. because I don't have a diamond poison yet, except for the crafted card. This will kind of enhance my defending poison theme I have going. A holy temple or an old man's grave. We're dealing with demonic entities. I feel like if we do holy temple, we might be able to find some stuff that, you know, will help us fight the bigger fiends to come. Fiends. Okay. $16. Okay, so I will block the damage and deal 6 damage to him and 6 poison to him. We have a very good deck so far. Okay, so I'm over by 2, meaning that won't do anything. Three cards here that wouldn't put me over. 3 cards that will. I like my odds because they're 50-50, essentially. I defend everything that's coming at me, regardless of what happens. I have 1 more soul flame if I go over, which I did, but that's fine. Can I shuffle through these? No. Okay. So, while the chances are now higher, I don't want to incur the wrath of a soul flame burn. My soul is kind of important to me. We're going to just do a defend and make him take the damage. Okay. I would have busted, as you see. So we're going to do this. And because I kind of get the feeling I can do a poison 10 on him, whittling him down quicker. 14 damage total, plus 11 based on the poison play. Very cool. Alright, focus this guy. He has intent to attack. Always face the person who has intent to do you harm. 11 showing and a 10. That is a perfect 21. So 6 damage, 10 poison, or 62, which kills him outright. I think that's the play. Yeah, because finishing a target off just means less to worry about. Showing 15. I have 2 cards that don't put me over, 2 cards that do. I can't put anything else in my sleeve, so whatever I draw here, I will need to make sure that something in my sleeve could replace it and put me at 21 where I need to be. And I don't have that option right now because it would have to be a 6. And I have a 7 and an 8. So, we're going to just defend with this and make him take 6. So, he has a debuff coming, which means I'm going on the offensive. And no matter what comes up, I can make this a 21, and I'm going to do that just for some style points. Keeping cards in your sleeves is a really nice plan. Just don't do it if, like, you're going up against people that, you know, they're going to do bad things to you when they find out that you're cheating. This is a good one because it's a duel. Very low value, but still a really great because it's block poison. Round Lake Parkland. A unknown event. Here we go. Uh-oh. Granny Rose. Oh, she's got her little rabbit paw, rabbit's foot. She is a firm believer in superstitious things, and probably aware of the entities that are inhabiting this world and attacking Jack and his close acquaintances, and in some cases is his very family. Baragast. Oh boy. Cool. Let's merge some cards. Sort by suit, so I know what suit I'm losing something from. Let's go with the 2 that I just grabbed, and this 4 of diamonds. Okay, so my 4, it became a 4 of hearts with just poison. That is a very, I feel like I lost a little there because I'd lost a diamond, but I also lost one of the attributes on the cards, or the modifiers on the cards. So not my best choice, but you don't know until you know. Okay, so this guy's dialogue is pretty much the same, and he's giving me a new trinket. Spade or club and plate, no. For each heart and diamond, I mean, guys, you're giving it to me. So I have wrist guards and a broken horn. The defense build is legit. Okay, going back to the Rose Court Hills, which is Act 2, essentially. But I have something that says why. Okay. I'm guessing that's me figuring something out as the character. Mathematics 7. How do you know that? Oh, well, I guess it's been a week, but did that come out in the papers that my wife is dead? Okay. I thank you for your diamonds. 2, 3. I have mid-tier. Okay. I have to make sure I don't go too heavy on the high cards for diamonds. I could remove a card. Maybe spades, seeing I'm already light on spades. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take a spades out. And my only reason is I know in most card games you want a lean deck that has a system to it. and generally want to focus toward specific suits and buff that continuously. Because if you get like things that match when you play hearts and diamonds, you gain stuff. You don't want to have too many of the opposite stuff because that they have no effect then. The Dim Pass or Abandoned Memorial Park. Well, either way, I get to another holy temple. But let's go to the Dim Pass because I've been to graveyards. Oh. Oh. Sounds cursed, but we're going to pick it up. Okay. So 3 heals. Am I smart or am I smart? Okay. Neat. Each diamond card played cleanses 4 stacks from a random debuff. That's probably what I'm doing, but I'm going to read the others. Normal cards have their value increased. Cards with no modifiers have their value increased. Normal cards with no background. Okay. That's not bad. But I think this, just to kind of, like I said, stack the things that I have in common. Alright, these are new fiends. This person is doing an attack and a curse. There's a lot of damage incoming. 25, 33. So yikes. But luckily I have a defensive build in place. 16. Alright, we will place this here. And then we will... Oh, we can't yet until we draw another. So 10 doesn't really do me any favors, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options for cards versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I guess I could put another in my sleeve. 29, I'm still taking damage. What is a prepared action? There's no... Some cards have modifiers that will require a prepared action to work. Okay. Let's try it. Okay. So 36. I clear the damage incoming. And I poison all of them for 4? Let's give this a shot. Burning. If I take damage. He was the only one that got poisoned, which is interesting, because I considered that a poison effect would have applied to everybody. 2 defense and 8 damage incoming potential with a status. Okay, so I heal. Not really needing a heal at the moment. I might swap that, because a 2... Yeah, it doesn't really have a good curve. Let's do that. So I block everything. He takes 2 and 10 poison. I mean, it's not greedy to draw again, because I can't go over. No matter what I draw, I don't go over. But also, there's something to be said about, like, that's overkill. And I could probably use it for a turn where more people are attacking. So I'm gonna just say Jack is my move. What do you got? Taunt. Only a target with taunt can be selected while any targets have taunt buff. Got it. So he didn't take poison. 5, 15, okay, yep, so 28 damage incoming. Biscuits. Biscuits. Alright. Goes there. 14. 29. And 28 was incoming, so I block everything, and somebody, probably him, takes 8 damage. Yes. Okay, so I actually took poison damage there. Interesting. Huh. Alright, so it must have been multiple stacks. $15, 23. And one of the rats, the actual sewer rat, is an aggressor. The non-sewer rat is the defender. Everything will put me close, except for that 8. So... love it. When you jinx yourself. Okay, 23, I have 25. Damage and poison. So far, so good. Okay, we have 13 damage showing he has taunted. Or they have taunted. 13 in there. I can draw one after 13 and get a 21 guarantee. Do that. I think this is definitely the play. Okay, cool. Only 8 incoming with a offensive ability. 6, 12, 22. Okay, I'm taking some damage this time. Ouch. Oof. That was my first actual hit. 23 again. Oh no. An actual 50-50. 19. I take 9. I take 3. I take 4 damage. 4, or I swing for 16 on somebody, which doesn't put them into kill range. This is definitely the way to go. I could draw, but otherwise I'm taking 23 flat, and that's not the play here. Okay, so 4 of this. Yep. And I healed for 2. Cool. Okay, because of the biscuit. Got it. And I would have gone over, which is good to know. Only 5 damage incoming, and it will poison them. I think this is a fair play. Not sure how it chooses its target for who gets poisoned, but I would think that if a character that is defending has a character here that is the aggressor. The aggressor should probably be the one that gets poisoned, especially if they're attacking into the poison. But that's just a thought that I had here. Damage target will increase by 25% sex. Okay. Got it. So this will reduce the debuffs. Can attack for 32. He's attacking for 10. So I'm going to do one more defend and then probably go all out, finish the rat. See, he took the damage again, which seems odd to me. Oh, is it because I have him focused? Okay. Okay, I didn't realize that was the case. Maybe some kind of like tutorial showing that if you have a target focused, your natural modifiers will be going toward them. Because honestly, I thought it was a reactive thing to me being hit. And I didn't realize that this symbol was specifying where my damage was going to be going. Unfortunate, but I will adjust. 16. Way too much, that'll put me over. 5, 4. So I guess I kind of keep slapping this dude because he's lower at this point. Yeah. Okay, but it's good to know. Just sucks I had to learn that way. So 18, 15. If I can get... I'd still be taking 10, which I don't want to be doing. Perfect. It's 12 poison. Finishes the tarantula on a following turn. Actually, no, it would finish it here because of the damage. So we do that to get rid of, for action economy, essentially. Perfect. He is defending for 15, so we go offensive this turn. I hit him for 1. Or I poison him for 4. This should still work, because if what I was noticing correctly, even if I'm defending, my modifier should go on the target that has this symbol, which it did. Okay, it's attacking for 8. Perfectly 21. 62 damage. That is definitely the move here. The prepare related modifier. A biscuit with defense. A poison diamond. Interesting that a poison thing turned in the defense back. But it makes sense because it has the defend information on its modifier info, or defend and prepared action it works with. Good to know. Time will tell. I did take some damage